And once you get there, just kind of lay back. Take a couple moments, just kind of settle in. Legs can be straight, legs can be bent, knees can knock in, whatever's going to feel best to you just to arrive into the space. And then take a full inhale and let it go. Allow yourself to arrive into the space, onto your mat, into your body. Connect with the sounds, the smells, the temperature of the air. Just allowing yourself to become more and more present. Take another full inhale. Sigh it out. As you do, drop down into that physical body. Acknowledging any areas of tension, any injuries, any fatigue. Being mindful of those areas as we move. We're going to move definitely through our hips, our hamstrings, into the spine. We won't neglect the shoulders, but I'll mostly focus on those hips, hamstrings. So kind of check in there. Notice how that's feeling today. Remember, there are no woulds, coulds, or shoulds. Just allow yourself to move into your limits, acknowledging what your body is ready for today. Take another full inhale. And let it go. Drop into that mental and emotional body. Check in with your thoughts. Acknowledge any emotions attached to those thoughts. Give all of that some validity. Give all of that some loving kindness. Then as you start to breathe a little bit deeper and a little bit longer, starting to engage that Ujjayi pranayama, that slight narrowing of the back of the throat that creates that little ha sound or wave sound. Start to let go of anything that's not going to serve you in a positive way. As you inhale, letting go of anything that is a distraction. As you exhale, ground yourself more into the present, into that body. And today we're just going to have that mindful awareness as our intention, just being aware of how the body feels as we move it today. So when your mind gets distracted by other things, those woulds, coulds, or shoulds, just bring it back to the sensation of what's happening in the body. A couple more deep rounds of breath here, finding that nice quality of even inhales and exhales. And then bring one hand to your low belly, one hand to your heart center. And we'll set that intention of mindful awareness, either with a sigh of the breath or a sound of Om. Exhale fully here. Inhale. On your next inhale, start to draw those knees into your chest. Drawing them in, giving them a big squeeze, rock a little bit from side to side. And as you do that, point and flex through your feet. So point one toe and then point the other, just kind of moving around a little bit, moving into the legs. And then flex both feet, so push through the heels. Take the knees a little bit wider and just kind of do hip circles. So rolling around on that sacrum, that big bony part down there at the base of your spine. Just kind of rock from side to side, maybe drawing circles. Just kind of getting into that low back. See how it's feeling today. On your next exhale, place that left foot down on the floor. Keep the right knee into your chest. Good. Flex the foot and just kind of hug it in and kind of resist your leg into your hand and your hand into your leg to find a little resistance there. And breathe. And if it feels okay in your body, you're going to extend your left leg and kind of let that left leg hover. So it's active as well. So that left leg's just hovering off the floor a little bit. Nice full inhales and exhales. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, let that left heel touch the ground. Let that left leg relax and maybe start to draw that right knee out toward your right shoulder a little bit. Just kind of getting into the inner groins here. Taking a couple deep breaths. Another breath here. And then as you exhale, slowly start to draw that left knee into your chest. Hug both knees in. And then place that right foot on the ground. Feel that release. And then just kind of hug that left knee in, rock it around a little bit for a moment. And then bring it to center. Start to hug it in a little bit closer. Resist the leg up into your hands. Relax the shoulders. Continue to breathe. And then if it's okay, start to straighten that right leg and let it just hover. Feel that right hip release. Breathing here nice and smooth. Try to relax the jaw and shoulders. Another breath here. And on your exhale, release that right leg to the ground. And then just kind of take that left knee a little bit more toward your armpit, out toward the left side, and just kind of notice what's happening in that left hip. And then bring that knee back to center. And on your next inhale, draw that right knee into your chest. Good. Exhale there. And then as you inhale, start to draw both knees down to your chest. Resist them up into the arms. Flex through the feet. And this time, you're going to start to draw your head toward your knees. So lifting those shoulders up. Good. Either continue to hug or reach those hands toward your feet. Really curling yourself into a little ball. Good. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, release the head, release the feet to the floor. Take both legs, extend them long. Take a big inhale, reach both arms back up overhead. And as you exhale, wiggle through the fingers and toes. So big full body stretch here. Big inhale. And exhale. Good. On your next inhale, take your arms out wide on the floor. And on your exhale, bending into those knees. Take both knees back into the chest, but you're not holding on to them. And then drop both knees over to the right. So just let them go to where they will. They may not stay together. They might stay together. Just let them go toward the right. And just kind of notice that stretch on the left side of the body. You can add a little resistance by taking that right hand to that left leg or that top leg and just pressing down. Just kind of guide your breath into that sideways, into the ribs. Just kind of breathe into it. Just kind of warming up through the spine here, still through the hips. Exhale fully. Extend those arms again. And on your inhale, draw those knees back up to your chest. And then as you exhale, drop the knees over to the left. And again, just let them go to where they'll go. They may or may not touch. That left hand can kind of press on the top leg and just kind of breathe into that right side waist. So getting into the chest, the ribs, the hip, the spine. Just nice big breaths. And exhale fully here. On your inhale, take the arms wide and draw those knees back up to your chest. And then as you exhale, place the feet on the floor. Good. From here, you have the choice, roll to one side to press up, or hold on to the backs of your legs and rock and roll on your spine till you come all the way back up. Good. Once you're back up, you're going to come right onto those hands and knees. Or sorry, not hands and knees, onto your soles of your feet. Take the feet nice and wide. Draw the hands behind you, lift your chest. Good, take a big inhale. As you exhale, drop those knees over toward one side and pause. Good, take another breath there. And then on your next inhale, bring them all the way over to the other side. And pause. And come all the way back up to center and over to the other side one more time. And from this time, you're going to press into those hands, kind of sit up a little bit, right? So you can bring those hands toward your knees. So your back leg is parallel to your front leg. So your front heel isn't by your back leg, it's more out in front. And then rotate toward that front leg. Press into the hands, lift the chest, and then lengthen yourself toward that front knee. And kind of push that same hip to the back of your mat. So you're getting into your hip. So it's just a version of pigeon here. Kind of breathing into it. Good, another breath. And then slowly press yourself up. Press down into the same hand as the same leg that's up. And then take that leg that's out to your side, bend that heel toward your bum so you can grab your ankle. And then start to walk that knee back till you feel a little quad stretch. If you have a little bit more range of motion, lean into your elbow and roll the shoulders back. Yeah. Good. Couple deep breaths here. And again, if you can't really lean into the elbow, you could walk the hand back. Take one more breath here. And slowly release that. Bring both hands back toward that front leg and then behind you and press yourself up. Bring those feet nice and wide again. This time, draw the toes up, bring your hands toward your ankles, and then press your knees into your elbows, elbows into your knees, and pull your chest up and forward. Good. Take another big inhale. And then keep holding onto the ankles, round the spine, drop chin to chest. Keep pressing knees and elbows into one another. So kind of like a little cow-cat. And then as you inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, drop those knees the opposite way. So pausing here, sitting up nice and tall. Front shin and back thigh are parallel. Good, sit up nice and tall and then start to lengthen yourself toward that front knee. And as you lengthen your chest forward to the front knee, send your back hip toward the back of your mat. You're just kind of getting into that outer hip, the glutes. Getting deeper into those muscles behind the glutes. On your next inhale, draw your hands back up. As you exhale, take that leg that's extended out, draw that heel toward your bum to grab onto the ankle. And then start to walk that knee away from you a little bit. And again, you can stay up on your hand and roll the shoulders back. You can drop down to your elbow. You're just kind of rolling everything open, trying to open from shoulder to hip and then hip toward knee. And breathe. Especially if this is a tight area for you, it's easier sometimes to hold your breath, but continue to breathe so that will release a little bit. Good, big inhale here. As you exhale, release that. Good, press yourself up. Hands come back behind you, draw those knees back up, take them wide again. Walk in just a little bit closer to you, so it'll be a little bit more of a challenge, and then grab your ankles again. Good, maybe even walk them in more, press out, press in with knees, lift the chest, lengthen. Good, so a little bit of core coming on here, hip flexors. And then as you exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Good, keep squeezing knees and elbows into one another. And on your next inhale, lengthen up. As you exhale, that right shin is going to go in front of the left shin. And if you have your blocks, maybe have one on each side. If you don't have blocks, don't worry, you can just use your hands. As you inhale, take your arms up. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring, if you have that block, bring your elbow down onto the block. Now remember, you have a couple different levels, right? You have low, medium, high, and then open the chest. Good. Again, open the chest on your inhale. And then as you exhale, take that top arm, reach it overhead, finding that side stretch. Good. Press that opposite hip down, that left hip down and away. And now take your gaze to your bottom elbow. Good. Nice big inhale. Exhale. Good, we're gonna add a little bit of shoulder movement here. That top arm, you're gonna reach it toward the screen. So circle it toward the screen and then back up overhead. So it's gonna come forward toward you. Yeah. And then up and over. Good, one more time. Coming forward, so that shoulder is gonna roll down a little bit. And then as you go back, up and over, shoulder rolls back. Good, take that top arm all the way up to the sky. Exhale, press yourself up. As you do, that left arm is gonna rotate so the thumb points down. And then slide that left hand behind you. Good. Let the shoulders relax. And drop your right ear to your right shoulder. So you're just getting into that left area just a little bit deeper. Good. Another inhale here. Exhale. As you inhale, slide that left arm out, take both arms all the way up. And as you exhale, bend the elbows, rotate toward your right. Right hand's gonna come behind you, left hand to right knee. Press down as you inhale, lift up. Exhale, rotate a little bit deeper. Good, take another inhale here. On your exhale, look over your front shoulder. Good, stay here for another inhale. And an exhale. On your inhale, take both arms back up to the sky. And then exhale, take those hands forward. So as you take those hands forward, pause, flex the feet so you're pressing the feet away from one another, and then pull the chest forward into that cow pose. Press the knees down energetically so you're getting into the hips. And take another breath. Maybe keep that cow pose, that length of the spine. Walk your hands further. And then on your next exhale, round the spine, walk those arms forward as far as feels good, and then rock a little bit, just getting into those little tiny muscles of the mid to low back, into the hips. Take 2 more breaths there. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, walk those hands back toward your shins. Grab onto those shins and round the spine. Find that cat pose again. And then inhale, sit up tall, reach those arms. And as you exhale, you're gonna switch your legs around. So lean back, left shin in front of right, and might feel awkward. Inhale, sits you up tall. And then this time to the left. Left elbow is gonna come down to the block. And then really open the chest. Good, again, take a big inhale, open the chest, press the chest toward the front body, and then exhale, take that top arm overhead. Really reach as far as you can. Good, let that right hip drop to the floor. Let the knees be heavy and take your gaze to that bottom elbow. So really expanding through the side waist. Good, big inhale here. Exhale. That top arm, as you inhale, you're going to sweep it forward in front of you. And then exhale overhead. And as you inhale, let the shoulder drop a little bit. Exhale, let the shoulder open up. Good, one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good, pause here. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Press into that bottom elbow. As you inhale, take the arms up. As you exhale, reach that right arm out to the side, rotate the thumb down, and then slide that hand behind you. As you slide it behind you, drop your left ear toward your left shoulder, relax the shoulders, and just feel that stretch on the right side. Maybe even wiggle your right fingers and just kind of notice the sensation there. Good. On your inhale, take that arm all the way up. Bring your head back to center. And then exhale, rotate to the left. Good. That right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you. Press down into the floor, lift the chest. And exhale, rotate. Take a big inhale here. Keep lifting the chest. On your next exhale, look over the front shoulder. Good. Take another inhale here. Stay to exhale. Good. On your next inhale, take both arms up to the sky. And then as you exhale, bring those hands forward. Good. As you bring those hands forward, flex through the feet, push the heels away from one another. Find that cow pose, so that nice length and pulling of the chest forward. Good. Breathing into it, knees pressed down, so a good hip stretch, low back stretch. Maybe walk the hands forward a little bit. And then on your next exhale, round the spine. Press into the heels of the hand, rock a little bit from side to side. Kind of noticing any different sensations, any similar sensations. Continue to use that breath. Exhale fully here. Find a little length in the spine as you inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, walk those hands back toward your shins. And then once your hands are on your shins, round the spine as you exhale. Good. On your inhale, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, roll yourself forward onto those hands and knees. Bring your blocks toward the top of your mat for if you need them. And we'll just do a couple rounds of cat-cow once you're there. So press into those hands. You inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, round the spine. A couple more rounds here. Just on your own, pause where you might need to. Find that nice steady breath. And one more round. Come to a neutral spine after that next exhale. Tuck your toes under, right? So you're going to press into the balls of your feet. Lift your knees and take your knees a little bit wider. Good. Keep your toes tucked. And as you inhale, you're going to pull the chest forward. And then as you exhale, keep the chest forward, sit the hips back. So we're just going to kind of get into our heels, into our hips. And then inhale again, pull your chest forward. And then exhale, sit it back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Inhale forward. This time as you exhale, bring those knees back to center. Walk the hands one palm print in front of where they are now. And lift your hips, find downward dog. Good. Take a couple moments, paddle the feet. Shift the hips from side to side. So the upper body should feel pretty good. We're nice and stretched out. We have a nice length, so try to keep that length in the spine. Now we're going to start to find that length in the legs. The back of the legs, the front, the side of the legs. Just getting into all those areas. Exhale fully here. On your inhale, take that right leg, lift it to the sky. Exhale, heel to bum, open up. Find that little stretch in the hip. Inhale is going to lengthen the leg back up. Exhale, draw knee toward nose, and then step that foot forward. If it doesn't make it all the way to your hands, help it out. Good. This is where I like to use my blocks, just to find a little bit of length. We're just going to pause here with that nice long stride and just kind of wiggle ourselves forward and backwards. So you should feel a nice little stretch in that left hip. Good. Breathing into it here. And then let that back knee drop to the ground. Good. As you inhale, take those arms up to the sky. And then tuck your back toes if they're not already, so you can like press into that back foot. So if you needed to stand up, you could. So that's you're feeling that stretch there. And then take that right hand to your right hip. Take your thumb right there in that hip crease and then lean over toward the right. So your hips are going to kind of press to the left. So you're going to feel a little different stretch on the top of that left hip. Now roll your shoulders back a little bit. Yes, take another inhale. Exhale. Inhale reaches that left arm to the sky. And as you exhale, that left hand's going to come down either to the block or the floor next to that right foot. Roll the right shoulder back. Even take that right thumb and roll the right hip back. Good. So find the twist with the chest first. And then if it's okay, take that right arm up to the sky. Good. Big inhale, opening up through the chest. Exhale. As you inhale, take that top arm, circle it all the way back down to the blocks. And as you exhale, bring both hands to those blocks, wiggle that front foot forward a little bit, and then shift your hips back, getting into that front leg. Walk the blocks back a little bit so you can find some length here in the spine. And then take that front knee and just kind of bend and straighten it just a little bit, just right here in that extended position. So when you bend it, you probably won't feel as much of your hamstrings. When you straighten it, you're going to feel more of the back of the leg. Draw the toes back toward you. And then find your straight. Find that place where you feel those hamstrings. Draw the toes back. And then keeping that, draw your toes just a little bit to the right. So you're going to get into that outer hip a little bit. And breathe. Good. Keep imagining pulling the chest forward, sending the hips back so you have a nice long leg. And then bring those toes back to center. Good. Take another inhale here. And then as you exhale, bend back into that knee. Good. Bring the blocks forward. Really lean forward so you're kind of on the front part of that back leg, so the top of your knee of that back leg, and then bend your heel to your bone. Yeah. This is going to be a lot of sensation. And if you need to push your hip back a little bit to do that, but then try to let the hips come forward any little bit. So you're feeling definitely hamstrings, right? You're definitely feeling your quad. And then release that down. Good. Straighten that back leg, get off the knee. And then keep that left hand where it is. Take the right arm up to the sky. Find a twist again. Nice big inhale. And exhale. As you inhale, circle that right hand all the way to the ground. So slide those blocks out of the way. Plant the hands, step it back, downward dog. Big inhale and dog, bend both knees. Exhale, straighten both knees. Inhale is going to bring you forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees or toes all the way to the floor. Good, ground through those toes. Lengthen the toes down, press the tail or the pubic bone down, reach the arms back, palms face down, and then lift the chest and hands. Keep grounding the toes, so use that upper body. And then if it's okay for your lower body, hover those feet. If it doesn't feel good in your low back, just keep grounding the toes. Another big inhale here. As you exhale, release everything to the ground. Hands by your side, tuck your toes. Take an inhale, press back knees. Exhale, hips to those heels. Good, take a big inhale, reach through those arms. On your exhale, lift your hips, find downward facing up. Good, big inhale here. Exhale. Inhale takes that left leg up to the sky. Exhale, heel to bum, open up, find that little hip stretch. Good, inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale, draw knee toward nose, step it forward. If it doesn't make it, help it out. And then find those blocks again. Good, breathing into it. If you don't have the blocks, come up onto your fists. And just kind of rock a little bit side to side, or forward and backward. Just getting into that hips. Yeah, breathe into it. Good, and then let that back knee come to the ground. Good, tuck the back toes, press down, inhale, lift those arms up. Good, reach through those arms, extend the sideways, press into that back leg, tailbone lengthens down. And then take that left hand down, your thumb's gonna press into your hip crease, and then lean over to the left. Good, send those hips a little bit to the right, and then roll the shoulders back. Good, big inhale. And exhale. Good, as you inhale, take both arms up. And as you exhale, that right hand's gonna come down to the blocker floor inside that left foot, and then take that left arm to the sky for your twist. Good. Breathing into it. Opening up through the chest, another big inhale here. Exhale. Inhale is going to circle that hand all the way back down. Exhale, wiggle that front foot forward just a little bit. And then shift those hips back. Good. Walk the blocks back, walk the hands back. The hands might even need to be on your hips. But you're just going to kind of play with bending and straightening that front leg just a little bit. So just kind of noticing the sensations in the back of that left leg. There's going to be a place where you're going to feel a nice little stretch and then pause there. Breathe into it. Pull the chest forward. And then take those toes, rotate them just a little bit out toward the left. So you're getting into that outer hip, outer thigh, that IT band. Another breath here. Going back to center. Bend back into those knees. Good. Wiggle that front foot back in a little bit. Lean forward slightly and then bend that back knee. Good. Draw the heel toward the bum. And then once the heel comes toward the bum, see if you can let those hips drop forward any little bit. Right, so we're just opening up through that quad, strengthening our hamstrings. Take another breath. Exhale. Good. As you inhale, straighten that back leg, ground the toe. Pause there for a moment. And then find that twist. Right hand stays to the floor, left arm reaches to the sky. Good. Breathing, right hand down, left hand up. Nice, full breaths, good. I'm gonna take that gaze to your bottom hand. One more big inhale here. Stay to exhale. Inhale, top hand circles down. Move those blocks out of the way as you exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Good, big inhale here. Exhale. Inhale brings you forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees or toes all the way to the floor. Good, as you inhale, slide the hands back, ground the pubic bone, ground the toes. Inhale, shoulders lift. Keep pressing into the hands this time, and as you exhale, hover the feet. So hands and pubic bone press, shoulders and feet lift. Take another breath. And exhale, release everything down. Hands by your side, tuck your toes. Inhale, press back knees. Exhale, hips toward heels. Find that extended child's pose. Feel that stretch in the toes. Exhale here. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lift those hips. Good, we're gonna layer on to what we just did, get a little bit deeper into those legs. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, heel to bum. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw knee to nose, step that foot forward. Good, nice low, long lunge here. Breathe into it. Nice. Good, and then take that back knee, drop it to the ground. Take your right foot, walk it out toward the right. So both hands are inside your leg. And then really drop those hips forward. Good, breathe. Maybe even turn those right toes so they're maybe with your mat so that right hip can kind of drop out to the side a little bit. And then walk your hands forward any little bit. So some of you might drop hands to blocks. You might drop elbows to blocks, maybe elbows to floor, right? But the idea is to let the hips and chest come forward, not to round and pull back, because we want to find the length. And most important, can you still breathe? Good. 2 more breaths here. Good. Exhale fully. As you inhale, come back to your hands if you're not there already. Exhale, shift those hips back. Draw your right toes back on the mat if you push them off, and then straighten your back leg. Good, take that back foot, kind of hop it in a little bit so that your back foot can drop to the ground, your back heel, and then straighten both legs. Right, so both legs are nice and straight again. Chest is coming forward. If you need those blocks a little higher, you use them. Chest forward, we're really just getting into the back of that front leg again. And then take that left hip. That left hip, you're gonna draw it away from your front foot. And so you're gonna feel that inner groin, maybe outer hip on the left side. Take a couple breaths there. Both legs are still straight. And then as you exhale, take that left hip, start to draw it toward the top of your mat. Good, so you're gonna squeeze your glutes, press into the legs, chest comes forward, so you're really getting into that back of the leg. Another big inhale here. Exhale. Good. As you inhale, bend into that front knee. Good. Exhale there. Inhale, reaches those arms up, warrior one. So back foot's grounded, front knees bent, arms are reaching. And then we're going to take those hands behind us. Either interlink the fingers or tuck those hands into what would be back pockets. And then reach your arms back. Good. Breathe. If your hands are in your back pocket, squeeze your elbows together. Good. Another big inhale. Exhale. Good. As you inhale, sweep those arms up to the sky. Exhale, pivot onto the ball of your back foot, right? So find your balance, find your high lunge. Exhale, hands to your heart. You're going to take that left elbow, bring it toward your right knee. Press it into the right knee, lift the chest, rotate toward the right. If you need to drop your back knee for the twist, or keep extending through that back leg. Look down to your front big toe. Good. Big inhale here. Exhale. Good. One more inhale. As you exhale, looking down, hands down to the inside of that leg. And then exhale, step it back. Downward dog. Good. Nice big inhale and dog. And exhale. Inhale, takes that left leg, reach it to the sky. Exhale, heel to bum, open it up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw knee to nose and step that foot forward. Get it nice and forward. Make sure your front shin is parallel with the top of the mat. And then bring both hands to the inside of that foot. Walk that left foot out to the left. Let your back knee drop. Good. Breathing here. Maybe turn those left toes off your mat, so let that hip kind of drop a little bit. So you're going to get into that outer hip a little bit. Breathing. Good. Some of you might come down elbows on blocks, maybe elbows toward floor. Maybe you're happy right here. But remember, those hips are kind of coming forward and down. We're breathing in, creating space between knee and knee. Nice big inhales and exhales. Good. As you inhale, slowly bring yourself back up to your hands. As you exhale, turn those left toes in. Good. And then from here, you're going to straighten your back leg. Good. And then pop that back foot in a little bit and drop the back heel. Then straighten both legs any little bit, right? Just press and lengthen, press and lengthen. And then take that right hip draw away from your front foot. So you're going to feel that right inner groin. Might even feel a little on the out of your outer hip. And then slowly start to take that right hip, that back hip, draw it toward the top of your mat so you start to feel that hamstring fire. And breathe. Good. Nice full breaths here. Both legs nice and active. Squeeze the glutes slightly. Pull the chest forward. Good. Exhale here. As you inhale, bend into that front knee. As you exhale, press yourself up. Find that warrior one. Take those arms up. Yeah. Good. Back legs nice and straight. Front legs bent. Reaching up through those arms. And then take those hands back behind you. Good. Either interlink the fingers or find your back pockets. Roll the shoulders back. And then lift chest to chin as your chin drops toward your chest. Really opening the front body here. Good. Big inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweeps those arms up. As you exhale, pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Find your balance. Find that nice high lunge. And then hands to your heart. This time you're going to take that right elbow to your left knee, finding that twist. And again, that back knee can come to the ground if you need to. Keep bending into that front knee. So you're finding that length from your hip to your knee. And then from knee to ankle. Good. Take your gaze to your bottom foot. Nice big breaths. One more big inhale here. As you exhale, bring those hands down to the ground. Good, step it back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, bend deeply into both knees. Exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale comes forward toward plank. Exhale, lower knees or toes. Good, lengthen back through those feet. Press into the pubic bone, press into the tops of the feet, press into the palms. Inhale, shoulders lift. Exhale, hover feet. Pause there, maybe hover hands. Good, take 2 deep breaths here, really engaging the whole back body. One more full inhale. As you exhale, release everything down. Press into the hands, tuck your toes. Inhale, press back knees. Exhale, hips to heels, find that extended child's pose. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Good, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, find your downward dog. Take your feet the distance of your mat apart. Good, so those little pinky edges of your feet are on the outer edges of your mat. And then bend into both knees. Press into the hands, find length in the side waist and spine. And then on your exhale, straighten just your right leg. So your right heel presses back, left knee bends. Kind of even kick your right hip out to the right a little bit. Get into that outer hip. Keep pressing into the hands equally. And then bend into both knees. Good. This time, straighten just the left leg. So left leg straight, pressing that heel back. Kind of lean the hips a little bit to the left. Let that right knee bend a lot. Big breath. And then bend into both knees again. Straighten both legs. Good. Imagine someone's lifting you up by your hips. Exhale. As you inhale, take those feet back to center. Exhale. Inhale, right leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, step it forward. Walk it out. And then you're going to walk yourself toward the long end of your mat. Good, you're going to widen those feet as much as feels uncomfortable. So we're going to get into the inner groins here. Yep. So either hands are on floor or hands are on blocks. Press down, lengthen the chest forward. Press into the feet. And just little motions. As you inhale, you're going to tilt your hips to the right. Feel that left inner groin. Exhale, tilt your hips to the left. Feel that right inner groin. So you're just going to continue that with your breath. Inhale right. Exhale left. Legs are nice and straight. Chest is nice and long. So there's no roundings. You're just really isolating those inner groins. Good. Take one more time to the right and one more time to the left. And then pause. Good. From here, you're going to press into those hands, bend your knees, draw your heels in, toes out, and drop those hips as low as you can. Good. Hands are still on the floor. And just kind of rock back and forth. So now we're really flossing through those hips. Yeah. And if you can even take your feet wider, like kind of wiggle them apart wider, that gets a little bit more into those outer hips. But again, be mindful of how it feels in your body. If it's uncomfortable or pain, stop. If it's just uncomfortable, maybe go a little deeper. Good. Pause there. Come back to center. Straighten those legs again. And this time fold forward any little bit. So bend those elbows, lean forward into the toes, press the heels back, and really engage the legs. Make them super straight. You're just feeling the whole back of the leg, inner groin. Nice full breaths. And then keeping that activity of the legs, start to slide the arms forward like you're going to do downward dog. And as you start to press into those hands, let that chest drop down a little bit more. Relax the head, give it a little nod. Yes. A little shake, no. And then kind of press the hands into the floor and kind of lean the hips back. Find a little traction here, a little length in the side waist. Keep the legs nice and active. And just kind of breathe from shoulder to hip. Expand through the torso on those inhales. As you exhale, find a little bit more length in the spine and the backs of the legs. Exhale fully here. Good. As you inhale, bend into the knees, walk those hands back underneath your shoulders. And then as you exhale, start to heel toe those feet in till they're about a little bit wider than hip distance, and then slowly start to drop those hips. So coming into that low squat. Good. And rocking a little bit from side to side. If that low squat's too low, you can always put a block under your hips. We're just kind of really getting into the outer or the inner groins here, dropping into the low back. Good. One more big inhale. And exhale. Good. As you inhale, lean forward. Exhale, start to straighten those legs again. And then from here, just nice and easy, walk yourself so you're facing the top of your mat again. Nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, hands down, start to walk the feet back for downward dog. And then from here, bring those knees down. Good. Find a little cat-cow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Good. Inhale, walk those hands forward. As you exhale, slide your right knee toward your right wrist and let your heel kind of angle toward the left side for pigeon. Tuck your back toe, start to slide that back leg back till you start to feel your hips. Roll the shoulders back. And then exhale, start to lengthen it forward. So really getting into that outer hip now. If it does not feel good in the knee, you can always swing that back leg forward, come into that reclined figure four. So be mindful of that front knee if it does not feel good. And continue to breathe. Kind of take that back leg and can you make it even heavier? Can you let your hips just kind of drop to the floor? Another breath here. Exhale fully. Good. As you inhale, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Exhale, lean forward, tuck your back toe, and then press down, lift those hips, step it back, downward dog. Take a breath in dog. And then slowly come back down toward your hands and knees. Slide those hands slightly forward, and then draw that left knee to the left wrist. The shin's going to angle across your mat, and then slowly start to slide your right leg back as you slide your chest forward, coming into that pigeon pose. Good, and then let your back leg relax, let your front hip relax. Just kind of feeling that stretch along the left side. Just noticing what you notice. Breathe into it. Notice if you're holding any stress in the neck or the jaw. Can you relax those areas? And then can you let your back right leg get in any heavier? Exhale fully here. As you inhale, press into the hands. Exhale, tuck your back toe, lean it forward, and lift those hips, spine, downward dog. Big inhale there. And exhale. As you inhale, come forward to hands and knees. As you exhale, shift those heels to one side, let your hips drop back. Extend the legs out. And from here, lay all the way down onto your back. We're just going to get a little deeper into our hips, one little stretch here. Take your right leg over your left. Draw your knees into your chest. Good, and then hug your knees down toward your chest like we did at the beginning. Flex your feet, right? So both knees are hugging in. Flex your feet, and you should feel a nice little stretch around your outer hips here. So knees draw in. If your head is coming up off the ground because you're a little bit tighter, draw a block or a blanket underneath the back of your head so your head can press down. Take another breath here. And then slowly place that right foot on the ground. Shift your hips slightly to the right. So you're going to shift over mostly on that left hip. And then start to drop those crossed legs to the left. And they may not touch the ground, but you want to keep the knees touching. Squeeze your inner thighs, and you're going to feel a nice stretch into that IT band, into the outer hip. Plus a little bit of a twist. Good. 2 more full breaths here. Good. Take those knees back up. Unwind the legs. Bring the hips back to center. And then take that left leg all the way over the right. Hug those knees into your chest. Give them a little squeeze. So squeezing them in, you're resisting them, you're flexing your feet. Your head and shoulders are relaxed back toward the floor as much as possible. So you're creating that compression in the front side so you can get that stretch in the back side. And then as you exhale, take that right foot, press it into the floor. Shift your hips to the left, and then let those knees drop to the right any little bit. Keep squeezing your inner thighs. Find length from your hip to your shoulder, and then kind of just feeling that IT band on the left side. On your next inhale, draw your knees back up. Exhale, unwind the legs. Press into the feet, bring the hips back to center. And then press into the feet, inhale, lift your hips, just find a little stretch in the front body. And then exhale, slowly release it down. Good, take the feet the distance of your mat apart. And then on your exhale, drop your knees to the left so your knees are wide. You're finding that nice little stretch in the right hip. Come back to center. And as you exhale, drop those knees over to the right. Come back up to center. And then from here, take your left leg, extend it long, right leg, extend it long. Press into the elbows, tuck those shoulder blades underneath you, press into the back of the head, and then relax the upper body down into the mat. Getting out any little wiggles that you need to rest comfortably here. If there's anything else that's feeling like it needs to stretch before stillness, take some time to do that. Otherwise, if you're ready to drop into Shavasana, our time of stillness and rest, take a nice full inhale. And sigh it out. If that felt good, and if you feel like you need to release any more tension or stress, continue to do that a couple more times. Letting go all that does not serve you today. Allow yourself to settle into stillness as your body and mind take rest. I'll take you out of Shavasana with the sound of my voice. Enjoy the quiet and stillness. Allowing your next breath to come in a little bit deeper. If you feel like you need to stay here and rest and restore a little bit longer, please do. If you're feeling like you're ready to start moving again, start to bring some movement into the fingers and toes. Wrists and ankles, arms and legs. And then taking those arms, reaching them back behind your head, slide your feet together once again. Find that full body stretch. And then slowly bend your knees. Rolling yourself over onto your right side. Use your right arm as a pillow. Curl yourself into a little ball. Just pause here. And then when you're ready, extend your top leg, press into your top hand. Press yourself up sideways. Come up to a comfortable seat. And once you've found that comfortable seat, allow your eyes to close once again. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, or both hands pressing in front of your heart center. Allowing yourself to arrive back into the space, onto your mat, into your body. Connecting again with the surroundings. Acknowledging any little subtle shifts in the mind and the body from the practice. And take along all of these wonderful feelings, these sensations with you as you make your way off your mat into the rest of your day. We'll seal this practice in with that sound of Om or a sigh of the breath. Exhale fully. Inhale. Taking a moment, think of one thing in your life you truly are grateful for. Hold on to that image in your mind's eye as you raise your head. Thanks for being here. Drink lots of water, eat your veggies for a sunblock. Namaste.